Hi there, my name is Kristin. Welcome to my video series on reducing stress and increasing happiness. Just get a puppy. No, seriously, that's not my advice. Great timing, Guinness. That is my puppy, Guinness. He decided to come over right as soon as he heard the record. But anyways, welcome. Again, my name's Kristin, and I originally created this video series for a Facebook group that I led, and I just really wanted to be able to share it with more people. It's a compilation of different things that I have learned over the last year and a half that I've been on my health and wellness journey. I am a coach with Beachbody. I started as a customer and had great results both in physical transformation as well as in mental transformation. I went from being an anxious, stressed out working mom of two, they're currently 4 and 2 years old, to still, very busy, but really learned all kinds of different ways to help reduce my stress and increase my happiness, be more mindful and present in the moment in my day-to-day life so that I can enjoy my boys, when I'm not working outside of the home. So I became a coach to pass that on to other mamas and, help them live their best lives. So I wanted to share this not just with my mama group, but also all of you out here in YouTube land. So I am re-recording this first video just to be able to give you that introduction since we may not have met before. And the rest of the videos were already pre-recorded, but today we're going to be talking about our first lesson, which is our circle of control. So, there's many things that we're exposed to every day that may affect our mood. Some of these things we can control, while others we simply can't. It can be easy to allow things out of our control to affect us negatively, but by holding on to these, we are increasing our stress levels. And for what? If you have no control over something, your worry and stress does nothing to serve you, and it does nothing to affect the situation. Now, I'm not suggesting to go numb. We're human beings, and as such, we are emotional beings, and we wouldn't want to turn a cold shoulder to all emotions. What I want to look at with you today is how to determine what you have control over, and therefore what should be taking up your time and energy, and what you should work towards maybe letting go. The only thing that we have full control over is ourselves, our own thoughts, and our own actions. We do not have the control over anything anyone else does, says, or feels. Maybe that's old hat to you, and you're sitting here like, duh, Kristin, but if you're anything like me, maybe a little more type A, this might be a harder concept to grasp, but stay with me. Let me give you an example here. I am married. I have been with my husband Travis since 2009. As much as I want him to see the items that I leave on the stairs that need to be carried up, I don't have control over his actions to do so. What I do have control over in this situation is how I react to him blindly walking by the items on the stairs. It's up to me whether I get pissed off and yell at him about it, or whether I address him calmly and let him know there was a pile of clothes on the stairs and ask if he could bring it up. Now, in the first option, I'm probably not going to win any favor with my husband. He will probably be less likely to proactively grab items on the stairs on his way up in the future. In addition, I'm going to be pissed off or grumbly, may even get into a fight, and it's such a trivial thing. In the second option, I most likely will be avoiding that fight, and I won't feel as grumbly, pitchy, bitchy, whatever. Because I know I have no control over his actions, there is less of an expectation for what I want him to do. It is because of these expectations that can lead to the stress and negative feelings around the scenarios that are out of our control. So, if we can identify what we can control and what we can't, it will be easier to let go of these expectations. I'm not saying it will be easy. This is going to be, it's going to take a lot of practice. I'm not even sure that it ever will be easy. But the first step in bringing the awareness to what is in our control and what is out of our control. In the comments of this video, you'll find a worksheet that I have attached. It's got 3 circles on it. The inner circle is what is in your control. The outer circle is what is out of your control. And the circle in the middle is your circle of influence. Your circle of influence would be the pieces that you have control of when a situation is not fully in your control. Let me give you another example. Let's say you're stressed about COVID. Now, Unless you're out there finding a cure and somehow figuring out how to administer it to everyone willingly, this is an uncontrollable. Nothing you can do will affect the overall state of the global pandemic. No amount of worrying or stressing is going to make a difference. What you do have the ability to control, though, is your circle of influence. These are the things that you can directly influence, such as washing your hands regularly, wearing your mask, and staying socially distanced. So, instead of spending time and energy worrying about COVID, you can release some of the stress by focusing on the things that you are able to control. Because identifying what is under your control or not is the first step to reducing stress and anxiety and negative emotions around these scenarios, I'd like for you to do a little exercise with me. If you've already accessed that chart that I gave you with the 3 circles on it, then great. You can go and use that. If not, just grab a pencil or a pen and a paper and draw 3 circles. So 1 in the center, 1 around, and a final one on the outside. What I'd like for you to do is first create a list. Write out some things that are weighing on you right now. What things are you stressed or anxious about? What is taking up emotional energy from you? Go ahead and write those out. Then, what I would like you to do is go through each of those items and determine whether they belong in the center circle for fully within your control or the outer circle for things that are not within your individual control. Examples of things within your control are going to be your thoughts, your actions, your words, etc. You. If you are not fully in control of the list item, it goes in the outer circle. Once you have everything filled into your circles, I want you to take a look at those items in the outer circle. We're going to come up with the aspects of each of these that you can control. This final list is going to be your middle circle for the circle of influence. If I go back to the example of my husband not taking items up the stairs to where they belong, his actions are out of my control. My response is within my control, and my circle of influence could have something like verbalizing to my husband my expectations or wishes for him to bring up items that are sitting on the stairs. I don't want this exercise to make you feel powerless or out of control. The point here is for you to release stress over things that you can't control so that it frees up emotional space for you to focus on the things that you can. By figuring out our circle of influence, we are able to feel more in control and therefore less stressed. When we feel like we don't have control, that can be stressful. And while the truth is we don't have control over many things in our life, it helps to focus instead on the things that we do have control over. As situations arise, I hope that you'll put this exercise into practice. The more you do it, the easier it will get, and hopefully the less stress you will have in your day-to-day life. Now, I want to thank you so much for joining me in this first video. I hope this will be helpful for you going forward. And the second video, we are going to be talking about setting boundaries and asking for help. So, thank you again for joining me, and I hope to see you back for the second video. Bye-bye.